Students, I have already sent you the diagrams of digestive system. Kindly please draw the diagrams, then you will understand very clearly the digestive system. Now we are going to learn in detail about the mouth. Mouth is also known as oral cavity that is bounded by the muscles and bones. The oral cavity is lined with the mucous membrane, which consists of the stratified squamous epithelial tissues, which secretes the mucus. The part of the mouth between the gum and the cheek is known as vestibule, and the remaining part is known as oral cavity. When we touch our tongue on the roof, that is hard portion known as hard palate, that is anteriorly, and the posteriorly, if we touch our tongue, then it is soft portion that is known as soft palate. And behind that, there is a tiny tongue that is known as uvula. The soft palate is muscular curved downward portion posteriorly, and it blends with the posterior wall of the pharynx. Now we will see the tongue. The tongue is a voluntary muscles. It is attached at the base of the hyoid bone, and the fold of its mucous membrane covering the frenulum. You can see in the diagram. Frenulum to the floor of the mouth, and the superior surface consists of the stratified squamous epithelial cells. There are numerous papilla, that is known as lethal projection. The blood supply to the tongue is supplied by the lingual branch of the external carotid artery, and the venous drainage is by the lingual vein which joins the internal jugular vein. The nerve supply is by the hypoglossal nerve, that is the 12th cranial nerve, lingual branch of the mandibular nerve, which is the 5th cranial nerve, which also perceives the pain, temperature, and touch, and the facial and glossopharyngeal nerve, that is number 7 and 9. Now the functions of the tongue. The tongue plays an important role in the mastication, means chewing. The food is to and fro, pushed forward and backward with the help of the tongue. That makes the chewing possible or easy. The second function is swallowing. Means once the bolus of the food is ready, then it helps to push forward into the alimentary canal. This process is known as deglutition. The tongue also helps in the speech, and we know that the tongue also helps for the taste, sour, sweet, salty, and bitter. Nerve endings of the sense of the taste are present in the papilla, and that helps us to recognize which type of taste the particular item has. The teeth. The teeth are embedded in the alveoli or sockets of the alveolar ridges of the mandible and the maxillary bone. In the babies, there are two sets of teeth. In the beginning or in the childhood, the temporary teeth or decidual teeth. The temporary teeth are also known as decidual teeth. And once the child grows into the adolescenthood, and then adulthood, it changes into the permanent teeth. In the decidual tooth, the numbers of teeth are 10 in the upper jaw and 10 in the lower jaw. Whereas in the adults, 16 are on the upper jaw and 16 are in the below. Now, there are differences between the residual teeth and the adult teeth. You can see in your diagram, the residual teeth consist of 2 incisors, 1 canine and 2 molars. If the upper jaw is divided into 2 halves, right side and the left side, then 2 incisors, 1 canine and 2 molars. The same way in the adult, if the upper jaw is divided into 2 halves, then 2 incisors, 1 canine, 2 premolar and 3 molars. Thus, totally in the children, there are 20 teeth and in the adult, 32 teeth are present. You can see the structure of the tooth. The tooth has a crown, neck and the root. The upper covering or the white covering of the tooth is known as enamel. The inside portion is known as dentine. There is a pulp cavity. There exists the artery and the vein and also the limb capillaries. Gum is closer to the neck and then the root of the tooth, which also gets the blood supply from the blood vessels and the nerve vessels. The blood supply is mostly from the arterial blood supply to the teeth by the branches of the maxillary arteries, and the venous drainage is by the internal jugular vein. And the nerve supply is to the upper teeth by the branches of the maxillary nerve and to the lower teeth the branches of the mandibular nerves, namely 5th cranial nerve. Now, in the oral cavity, there are some of the glands. They are known as salivary glands. The salivary glands release their secretion into the ducts and it leads to the mouth. There are 3 main pairs, the parotid gland, the submandibular gland and the sublingual gland. The main structure or the function of these glands are: they always keep the oral cavity moist. They also help for they provide the fluid for the food to make the bolus, and also they have the microbial properties, means they also try to kill the microorganisms entering from the environment or from the food and do not allow it to go to the alimentary canal. In the parotid gland, they are situated one on each side of the face below the external acoustic meatus. This has got the parotid duct opening into the mouth at the level of the second upper molar tooth. Submandibular glands, these they lie on each side of the face under the angle of the jaw. The 2 submandibular ducts open on the floor of the mouth, one on each side of the frenulum of the tongue. And sublingual glands, this gland lies under the mucous membrane of the floor of the mouth in front of the submandibular glands. They have numerous small ducts that open into the floor of the mouth. The structure of these salivary glands, they are surrounded by the fibrous capsules, and they have got a number of globules made up of small acini-like with secretory cells, and the secretion is poured down in the ducts that joins up form larger ducts leading into the mouth. The blood supply, the arterial blood supply is by the branches of the external carotid arteries, and the venous drainage is into the external jugular vein. The composition of the saliva. The saliva consists of water, mineral salt, salivary amylase, mucus, and antimicrobial substances like immunoglobulins and the enzyme lysozyme. Therefore, I said that the oral cavity also has a capacity to kill the microorganism that can be ingested by the food. The secretion of the saliva. The secretion of saliva is controlled by the autonomic nervous system. Parasympathetic stimulation causes the profuse secretion of the saliva, whereas the sympathetic will decrease the salivary secretion. The functions of saliva: chemical digestion of polysaccharides, means the carbohydrate and the sugar are digested in the mouth. Lubrication of the food, it helps the food to become more watery and also helps to make a bolus. Cleaning and lubricating the mouth because it is a moist cavity. There is a non-specific defense, lysosome and the immunoglobulins also present in the saliva helps to kill the microorganisms. And the taste buds are present like salt, sweet, sour and bitter. That helps us to know and recognize which type of food we are eating, whether it is tasty, whether it is salty, sweet, bitter or sour.